everyone, and welcome to our virtual tour of Marengo-Union Library District. A library is a place where lots of books are kept. You can get a library card, and with that there are so many things that you can do and discover. You can use your card to check out books and much, much more. Stick with me as I show you around our library, and you can see where everything is, and you can see and all the awesome things that we have to offer besides books. Before we start roaming Marengo-Union Library, I'd like to explain something about how we keep our books in order. There is a special order. We keep everything so that it's easier for the librarians to find exactly what we're looking for. We have fiction books and we have nonfiction books. Fiction books are stories that are made up with an author's imagination. Nonfiction books and movies are true stories, and they're full of fun facts. So now that you know the difference between nonfiction and fiction, let me tell you how we organize these items so both the librarians and you can find what we're looking for. Fiction books are shelved alphabetically by the author's last name. Nonfiction items are shelved by the Dewey Decimal System, which uses a series of numbers to organize the books by subject. Librarians are always here to help you when you need anything, so please feel free to ask for help. If they can't help you find anything, they will always find somebody who can. It's also important to remember to always be respectful to the books and the items in the library, and to always keep your voice down. Walking is a must as well. You're welcome to take the movies or books off the shelves. But when you take them off the shelves, if you could put them on our special carts, we can take care of them from there. That way the librarians can put them back where they belong, so if somebody comes looking for them, we'll know exactly where to look. All right, let's get this tour started. Follow me. All right, here is our display case. When you walk in, you'll see our display case. If you see the doors are open, you're more than welcome to reach inside and grab a book and bring it up to the desk and check it out. Sometimes we have it locked, and that just means that we'd rather you not take anything out from inside there. Here you'll see our Caldecott shelf of books. Caldecott is known for getting an award for its illustrations. They're illustrations. We have nonfiction Caldecott books, and we have fiction down here. Again, feel free to take a book out, take a look at it. You've looked at it, you've decided, oh, I'm not sure I really want this one. Please don't put it back on the shelf. We're going to show you where you can put it on a cart, and then we can take care of it from there. We have a bulletin board here that we like to keep updated and busy. Right now we have a pet collage going on. Underneath there we have a table that's usually set up with some books. You're always welcome to grab one of these books and check it out as well. Bring it up to the desk, and the librarians up there will check it out for you. And we'll move on. Right here we have our nonfiction children's DVDs. So on the top couple of shelves we've got a whole bunch of Bill Nye, lots of interesting subjects. We go a little bit lower, and you can learn some different languages with some DVDs and CDs. We have maths and sing-alongs. We have sign language, just a bunch of different nonfiction fun children's DVDs. All right, and then moving right along right here, starting with this shelf, we'll have the youth movies. There are DVDs and Blu-rays. With the youth movies, there are new mixed in with the old, and these will go in alphabetical order by the name of the movie. So starting with the A, it goes all the way through here, on through this shelf, and it's going to go all the way along the wall, all the way to Z. So A to Z, youth movies, DVDs, and Blu-rays. All right, now we've made it to our YP section, which is young people. These are the Newbery Award winner books. We have some nonfiction as well as fiction. We have the new mixed in with the old as well in this section. We'll move, those are just in this section here. These are the Newbery Award winners. Then we're gonna come right to this section here is gonna start the young people books, starting with, these are the fiction. So it's gonna start with A here. And then as we move further down, we'll go alphabetically to Z. All right, so we have gotten from the fiction, we had A over there, we made it over to Z, which ends on this shelf. And once we get to this side, we are beginning with the nonfiction. So nonfiction is going to start here, and this is where we start the Dewey Decimal System. And we're going to be starting with the books that are, you know, true stories and telling you fun facts, like water science fair projects. So you can learn about lots of fun things, and sciencey things and STEAM things and just a whole bunch of fun stuff. Let's see what else we can learn about. Iceland ponies. If you like to learn about horses and ponies, there's a whole shelf about stuff like that. There's shelves and shelves about anything you want to learn about. All right, once we get to the second to the last row of the children's section, you'll see right here on the bottom two rows here, we have some reference books, just a bunch of encyclopedias and some stuff too, some atlases and stuff like that. Reference books cannot be checked out. You can only use them while you're in the library, but there's a lot here you can look at. Moving down here, you'll see a bunch of biography books on this side, and then they go over here. They're in alphabetical order. So whoever you are looking for, just look for their name, their last name in alphabetical order, and you'll be able to just pull out their name, and you can just learn about them. Let's see who we're going to learn about. We are going to learn about Robert Fulton and the steamboat. So I actually don't know who this is, so it would be an interesting read for me. And you can just pull it out and read it. Easy enough to find. Then when you move right here to these rows right here, these are graphic novels for young people. So if you like to read graphic novels, you can pull out a book. These are Dogman. Graphic novels, just kind of like a comic book. So if you like that type of book, you can check some of those out. All right, at the very end aisle, in the children's section, we have made it to the Spanish section. So all of these books here are Spanish books, are books in Spanish, written in Spanish. We have board books, and we have nonfiction, and we have fiction. We also have, we have one that's, we have a book on CD as well. So we have a big selection of that. All right, now we're at the very back wall of the children's section, and this is where the youth audio books are. So these are books on CD. You can check out a book. This is a Magic Treehouse book. You can check out a book and listen to it in the car. You can listen to it in your house. If you prefer to listen to a book rather than read, this is the way to go. There are fiction, and we also have some nonfiction over there that you can check out. And right next to our youth audio books, we will have our beginner books. Our beginner books are really great because we have this nice color-coded program with them. So it kind of gives you levels to help you choose what level that your child might be reading at. So we have levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're color coded for you, and they're explained here to help you know which level they might be at. So you can choose either the book you might want, or you can look at the color codings. We have nonfiction and we have fiction. So we have lots to choose from, and again, you can look at the color coding. The color coding is very helpful. Basically, it's how difficult the words are and how many words are on each page. So you'll know which level that your child reads at. All right, now follow me right through here, and we're going to show you the rest of the youth section. Right here we have a little shelf right here that has undersized books. And all that means is that they're just kind of thinner books that we don't want to get lost on the bigger shelves. So you're welcome to come look at these. We try to keep some up here for you to look at, but there's plenty down here as well. So feel free, pull one out, take a look at it. Again, you've looked at it, you've decided, I don't really like it. Don't try to put it back. Just go put it on the yellow cart that I will show you in a little bit. All right, and then in our youth department, we have our holiday books on the very end of the little house shelves. So you'll see Christmas and Halloween, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, let's see, Hanukkah, all of our holiday books are there. Move right next to that, and we have board books for little ones. So you can check out some little board books, nice and sturdy for little fingers. These are in alphabetical order. We have books on this side as well as the other side of the shelf, and also on top. If we move right next to that, you will see these green packets. There's also some red ones. Inside of these are some books on CD that also come with a book, so you can read along with the CD. This is a great way to look at books as well, and a great way for learning to read too. All right, and then right next to that, we have our shelf of new books. So these are all the youth new books. These are all the picture books, and they will all have an E on the spine. And all this means is that these are appropriate for all ages. So all of these books in this section are books that are appropriate for all ages. And these are also in alphabetical order on this side as well as this side of the shelf. All right, an important part of what I've been talking about, everybody, is this yellow cart. So this is the famous yellow cart. You'll see it's by the blue crayon. This is where you're going to want to put the books that you have taken off the shelf that you've decided maybe I don't want to check out after all, or maybe you've sat in here and you've read it and then you don't need to bring it home. You'll see there's books on here already. All you need to do is put it on this cart, and the librarians will come and collect these, and then we'll take care of it from there. All right, everybody, right here we have this little display, and what this holds is some big books. These are great fun books, and these are just some huge books for you to look at and check out. We have this one here that's usually, there's one on display, and then there's a bunch behind here. And then you'll see all the little house shelves here. These are all the fiction picture books, and these are going to be the books that have the E on it, which, if you remember from the new, I had explained. These are just books that are appropriate for everybody. And these are going to be in alphabetical order. And A is going to be starting over here, all the way to Z, ending at that yellow little house. Here you will see we have two white shelves. One has tabletop games, one has board games. They're all technically board games that you can play at the table. I would say the biggest difference is going to be that these games on this shelf are going to be more of a game that everybody will have to kind of look at the directions more, and they'll take a lot longer to play. And on this side, the board games they're not gonna take as long to play, and one person can read the directions and kind of explain it to everybody. So that would be the biggest difference between the two games. And then you'll see right next to our board games, we have a shelf full of puzzles. This is for our puzzle exchange program. So what you can do is you can take a puzzle. You do not have to check out the puzzles. We hope that you would maybe take a puzzle, and then maybe you could put a puzzle here in exchange. And then, take your puzzle home, put it together, and just enjoy. You can see behind me a wall of magazines. You'll notice on the top we have our newest version of the magazine. If you pick up if you pick this up, I don't know what to call this, so I'm just gonna say if you pick this up, underneath here you will see that we have older versions of the magazines that you can check out as well. So just a little trick in case you didn't know, all the levels do that. So the wall of magazines, you guys can check those out. All right, and if we get to the back of the library here, you will see we have a bookstore. You guys are more than welcome to head inside the bookstore, browse around a little bit, and you can purchase some books at some really great prices. We have children's and romance and fiction and nonfiction, everything you can think of inside the bookstore at really great prices. Okay, we have made it to our adult section. These are our adult nonfiction books. We're, like explained earlier, nonfiction, we're using the Dewey Decimal System, so we're starting with 00 up here, and the numbers get larger as we go. So this is, everything that you want to learn about, all in this section here, and it goes on for a few aisles. It keeps going and going, all the way down, and it stops right about here where we'll be talking about a few other things that are in the aisles. If we go further down this aisle, so we're still in nonfiction all the way until we get, right here. Okay, so when we get to this point, these books here have turned into reference books. Reference books are just, they're reference books. They are referencing things in, McHenry County, things that are atlases, things that you might need to look at to reference. I'm just trying to find it. Here's a World Almanac. These books cannot be checked out. These can only be looked at in the library. They clearly say reference, so you'll know which books you can check out and which books you cannot. All right, after we get past the reference books and the nonfiction, we come over to this side and we have hit our multilingual books. So we have got some nonfiction, some fiction, and there are even some books on CD. So we have those to check out. Further back along the shelf here, we have biographies. Lots of biographies. Alphabetical order again, so feel free to check out any of those. Again, if you take out a book and it's not one that you're interested in, or maybe the wrong person, Do not put it back on the shelf. Put it on the shelf that I'm going to show you, the blue one, or I believe it's green, and we'll take care of it from there. Okay, so now you've seen the adult nonfiction, you've seen, let me think, reference, you've seen biography, multilingual. We're going to show you now the adult fiction. So easy enough. Let's see. It starts here with A. It's going to go by the author's last name in alphabetical order. So A, several shelves down all the way to Z. I think I should also maybe point out that the fiction shelves also are using this color. So if you look for this color, you'll know that this is adult fiction. So they'll go all the way down, and if you need help, librarians are always here to help you. This is the blue cart that I was talking about. So I just took this book off the shelf, and yeah, it's not really what I thought it was going to be. So I'm not going to put it back on the shelf. I'm going to go ahead and put it on this cart, and I'm not going to feel bad or worry about it because the librarians will take care of it, and they don't even mind. All right, everybody. So in this part of the library, you'll notice that it is not very full yet. We're just beginning this. So I don't know how many of you know about this, but we have these books here. So we have word searches. We have crossword puzzles. We have coloring books. These are like the therapeutic coloring books, you know. So you kind of color them into. It helps you relax. So we have Sudoku. These books you can check out. You are more than welcome to open it up, do a puzzle, and then rip out the page, or do a coloring page, rip it out and keep it, and then return the book. So these are the only books in the library that you're actually allowed to draw and color in. Yeah, so come on back here, take a look at what we've got, and check out a book that you're actually allowed to write in. All right, here is a section in the library that is way in the back. So I don't know how many of you know about this either, but this is our homeschool section. What this has is just some books that homeschoolers may want to look at to see if they would like to use these books to help teach their children. We have science and reading and math, history. So you're more than welcome to check out these books, see if it's something that you'd be interested in teaching your kids for homeschooling. All right, now we have made it to the young adult or YA section, and these are the young adult books on CD. So here's where you can find those. We have a good selection that you can look at. We have a couple nonfiction, and we have a good selection of fiction. So you can check these out. If you happen to pull one out and then you decide that's not the one that you want, again, there will be shelves that I can show you for you to put it on, that we can then take care of it from there. All right, and now that I've showed you the young adult books on CD, I am now going to show you the books in print. So these over here are going to be the nonfiction books for young adults. I'll just pull one out really quick so you can see. Here's a diary of Mary Rose. So I'm going to put it back. And the reason that I'm able to put things back is because I'm wearing gloves, just so everybody knows. If you were to take something out and you choose you don't want it, we're going to show you the carts to put them on. So here are all the nonfiction for young adult. Moving down further, here are new books for young adult. So these are all the new fiction. So they're all in alphabetical order. They're all the newer books. If we move over to this side, these are not the newer books, and these are the fiction for young adult. And they're also in alphabetical order, starting from A, and they're going to be on the other side of this shelf. And they're going to go a couple shelves over all the way from A to Z. All right, then we get over to this section here, and you'll see that here we have some manga books. On this side, on these shelves, we have manga, which also come all the way onto this side, which is manga as well. And then on those shelves is graphic novels. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with these. Manga are books that you actually read back to front instead of front to back, and they're Japanese. So that's a little learning lesson for you, and it was for me as well. So there you go. And lots of comic books as well for the young adults. So there's a lot of that you guys can check out as well. And don't forget, if you take one out and you decide, I don't want to check it out, we're going to show you the cart that you can put it on. All right, on the opposite side of the comic book shelf, you are going to see a shelf that some of the younger people may not recognize, and these are called CDs. These are discs full of music. No, really, these are they're music CDs. So we have lots of these that you can check out. If you'll notice on these, they're color coded, and they're color coded according to the different styles of music they are. So we have orange and green and pink and purple and red and green and just different colors for country, rock, pop, soul, holiday. There's musical, so all different types of music, and tons of CDs that you guys can check out and just jam to your music too. Once we go over to this side now, we're going to be listening to books on CD. So these are books, this is music. So we're going to go over here, and this is adult books on CD. We have our nonfiction selections here, and we'll move on to our fiction here. I'm actually backwards. This is actually Z. A is going to be on the other side, but they are alphabetically in order here. Books on CD. If you look up on top here, you'll notice that we have learning different languages as well. So if you want to learn some languages, you can feel free to check out some of those. You can learn Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, French, German, Italian. So you guys, there's so much that you can do at our library. All right, when you walk straight in from the library, you're going to see right here, there is our large print. This is actually the end of the large print, but we'll show you. This is the nonfiction section here. So here are all our nonfiction books in large print. And over here is the fiction. It's actually the Z. So if you want the A, we're going to be going this way. A is going to be over here and all the way down this aisle. So A for large print actually starts here. It starts actually here. And here are the new books for the large print. So large print are these few rows, new books in fiction, and they go all the way from A to Z, and then you'll have your nonfiction right over there. Okay, right here we have all of our adult new items. So we have new fiction right here, and this starts our A's, and it's going to go all throughout here. Keep going all the way back, and we go to the next aisle, and when we get to this side, it turns into nonfiction. We're still new over here, but it's nonfiction. So we are nonfiction, and now we also have new biographies. So we have new on the other side, nonfiction over here, all still new biographies. Over here we have new DVDs. There's nonfiction DVDs as well as fiction. We have new books on tape, or I'm sorry, books on CD. We have some of those in here. We have actually a good amount of those. And here is something that I'm not sure how many of you know about as well. We have binge bundles. So we have these cool binge bundles. And what this is, it's a series of movies that you can just check out this one bundle, and it's got all of the movies inside. So this one is Toy Story, and it's got 1, 2, 3, and 4 inside of it, but you only have to check out this one bundle. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. We have Die Hard, Harry Potter, Friday the 13th, The Matrix, Pink Panther. So you're welcome to check those out and binge on some fun movies. We are looking at video games. So I showed you board games earlier, and now we're looking at video games. You can check out video games for your 3DS, for your Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS3, Xbox One. We've got Wii and Wii U, Xbox 360. So we have lots of video games there. After we've looked at all of our video games, we move on right here where all of this blue stuff here are our Blu-rays. Our Blu-rays are in alphabetical order according to the movie title. And the new Blu-rays are mixed with the old ones in this section. So you won't find them separated like the other things. So there's all of our Blu-rays, and you're welcome to pull one out. You've looked at it. You know what? This isn't the one I wanted. We don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to actually take this and we're going to put it on the green shelf that I will show you. All right, and this is the green shelf that I'm talking, the unwanted items shelf that I'm talking about. So when you've picked up some item that you've decided you don't want, this would be one of the shelves to put it on. So just slap it right on there, and the librarians will come and grab it and do what we need to do with it. Once we get to this aisle, which is on the other side of the Blu-rays, we have now made it to the DVDs. These are also in alphabetical order according to the movie title. The A's begin here and all the way A. They're going to go a couple rows over, all the way to Z, which is down here, and brings us to this side of the shelf, which turns into nonfiction DVDs, which is like the books in the Dewey Decimal System. So if you want to learn about something, it's going to give you a Dewey Decimal number to look, to search for. You can search for planet Earth, and it'll tell you this number is 333.954, and you'll be able to find it right here on the shelf, no problem. And that is that. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always ask the librarians. We're always here to help you, and if we can't help you ourselves, we will find somebody who can. So that is the tour of our library, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our Marengo-Union Library District tour. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask anybody or give us a call. Thank you.